Literally just started. Welcome into the show, Defend the Indefensible, where Trump supporters come up and do what they do best. But in light of the Obamas, I'm deciding to see if we can have some civil, respectful conversations, and maybe people will show some half decency today. Since we already got somebody up on the panel with a hot mic, I'm gonna go ahead and get into it. Tito, did you vote for Trump?
I did, yeah.
And do you regret your vote?
No,
Why is that?
I just like what he represents culturally more than the Democrats.
You like what he represents culturally. What culture would you be referencing?
I think he's more like, he's less punitive against like the idea of masculinity.
I'm sorry, what?
Like, I feel like Democrats are like always like super obsessed with like the LGBTQ plus community. They give them like way too much of a platform, in my opinion.
The Democrats pride themselves on uplifting the marginalized and ensuring equal rights amongst all groups of people, regardless of skin tone, gender, so on and so forth. So yes, they will put a focus on the groups that need it the most. Do you have an issue with equality?
No, I don't have an issue with equality, but I don't
So
like how
then why
they
would you
like
complain
dominate
about Democrats?
because I just think they get like obsess over them too much. They give them too much attention.
Define obsessed.
Like they have like a pride parade like on the White House lawn. Like I like that Trump has like a UFC fight on it. I think that is more culturally aligned with like the things that I like.
Okay, you like the UFC. I don't know what that has to do with politics.
I told you he's more culturally aligned. I don't
Yeah, the
like.
UFC isn't a culture thing.
Yeah, yeah,
That's
it
a hobby
is.
thing.
You don't think sports is part of the culture?
Sports is not a part of any one culture. There may be certain cultures that play certain sports, but even then, I would say that's more a national thing. Certain countries prioritize soccer, football, so on and so forth. That's not necessarily a culture. Those sports would have a culture within said industry, but it's not a quote unquote an American culture. And then what you
Sports
just
are
openly said
like
with your
a
full chest is that having a pride event on the White House lawn, again, the White House uplifting a community that America's government played a role in discriminating and stepping down on, is a bad culture.
I mean, I think it's like pretty defiling when like you have like people running around like pulling their tits out like on the White House lawn.
Who
Like I
was
think that
pulling
just
their tits out on the White House lawn?
one of the women who was at the Pride Parade.
Okay. I don't know what that
Like
has to
that,
do with anything.
I just think like that defiles like the character of the White House lawn.
What character? Okay, what are you talking about? I think you're mixing up what you want to see in your preferences and what quote unquote American culture is. Because I would also argue American culture is, freedom of speech, freedom of expression. And the White House purporting that on the lawn with an individual group would not be a negative on said quote unquote culture.
Like I think it's a negative when they take it too far.
I want to know who is
When
this
women
person
are
that
taking
showed
their
their tits on
shirts
the White House
off.
lawn. So let's see, person
I don't know
showed
her name.
their tits on White House lawn. They were banned.
Yeah, they were banned, but
Yes,
that
they
still
did something that's
happened.
inappropriate
It's
because
still
of some of the children who may have been in the region and they were banned from the event. So
yeah
now you're
after the
complaining about
fact.
appropriate actions being taken against a person who would have done something inappropriate amongst
Look,
groups of people.
I'm glad they banned her,
You
but the
complain
fact
about the
that there
culture.
was
So again, LGBTQ culture isn't showing your tits in front of anyone and everyone. This individual was banned because the White House said that was inappropriate. Why are you complaining about action being taken against this person?
when did I ever complain about action being taken against her?
That's what you're literally complaining about because you said that was a bad
No, I
culture when
said
that
that's
wasn't
good.
anything that wasn't anything the White House promoted.
It's not what they promoted, but they
Yeah,
enabled it to
White House
happen.
promoted LGBTQ individuals to the form of pride, not someone showing their tits to demographics who didn't want to see it.
Yeah, but I think that's a reflection of their event when the people that they're
No,
celebrating
somebody
are
showing their
going to do
tits
stuff
isn't a
like that.
reflection of the event and its message. That's like saying a person who threw a Molotov cocktail into a building during a Black Lives Matter protest was reflective of the sentiment that Black Lives Matter. That's a ridiculous, outlandish statement. I bet you would probably have an issue if I said that the individuals who stormed the Capitol on January 6th and did millions of dollars of property damage would have been a reflection of MAGA. You would probably have an issue with that, even though I can actually substantiate it.
Democrats say that
I can't hear what she's saying.
6, they're a reflection of Democrats say that all the time. They say that
A reflection of
the
the falsehood that the festival was stolen. Yeah, that is true.
They criticize January 6th all the time because of
Yeah, January 6th is a valid thing to be
things.
criticized. It was domestic terrorism.
Exactly, you're calling it domestic terrorism because a few people did some inappropriate things.
Whoever the people were, it was domestic terrorism. And by a few people, you mean roughly 1,600 to 2,000.
1,600 to 2,000 people did not do anything aggressive.
1,600 to 2,000 people stormed the Capitol. They stormed the building. They walked around. They smeared shit on the walls. They broke windows. They assaulted over 140 police officers. And now if I'm to sit here and say that those 1,600 people were reflective of all 77 million who voted for Donald Trump in 2024, you would probably have an issue with that. So I just want you to be consistent with your logic. One, I believe, was a trans activist who showed up on the White House lawn and decided to show their titties is not reflective of pride or White House American culture.
Also, I think it's good that, like the Democrats, they elected a president who had a man as the first lady. Michelle Obama is a man.
Oh. You guys run out of talking points, then you revert to the racism so quickly.
They put a chimp as the president.
This is really embarrassing for you.
They put a ape in office.
Yeah, I'm sure you believe that. How cute. Guys, can we put some baby bottles in the chat for the bitch made man up here? Can we put some baby bottles in the chat for the little sad wee bitch man who has to get his talking points from failed UFC
Why are you
fighters?
chimping out, dude? Why are you chimping out?
Oh, cute. You ran out of talking points, so you reverted to your nonsense.
Why are you chimping out, bro?
Mike, did you vote for Trump?
I did vote for Trump.
Cool. And do you regret your vote?
Yes, I actually do.
Guys, I have a rule today. I'm setting this rule for the future, and this is something I need to do a much better job at, and I'm gonna admit that I've failed in this many times. I'm starting to learn that the average person that we speak to on this app on a daily basis doesn't actually care to engage in a conversation, doesn't know much about politics. They literally come up here, specifically with black people, it's a king for them. They come up here to troll us and to get a rise out of us, and I've decided I'm not going to give them what they want. So for the remainder of this live and going forward, I will not crash out. I won't say going forward. We're going to go one day at a time. So today, I will not crash out. Not on Juneteenth Eve. Happy Pride. Happy Juneteenth Eve. All right, Mike, you said you regret your vote. Why is that?
Well, so I'm actually someone who voted for Obama in 2012.
I don't know what 2012 has to do with 2024 onward.
Well, it's because I supported Obama originally, and then I went on to support Trump.
What is the significance of that statement?
Well, I think the significance of it is that I was supporting the first openly gay president in an openly gay relationship with Big Mike Michelle Obama.
Oh. Trump supporters request up in the box. You are the demographic of people I'd like to have a conversation with. If you're over on the tube side, you can call the number on screen, 737-295-5321. Dewan? I don't know how you say your name. Dewan? Dejuan?
You pronounced it perfectly. Nope, perfect.
Got you. Did you vote for Donald Trump?
I sure did.
And do you regret your vote?
No, not at all. I
Why
think he's doing an absolutely wonderful job.
Do you think he's doing a wonderful job? Are you aware of The Art of the Deal?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Very much so.
Are you aware of Donald Trump's claim to that book?
You could enlighten me on the part that you're focused
He touts
on.
himself around as a master deal maker, that he's made exceptional deals throughout his career, and that was something that would have been applied to his presidencies. Despite that, in the conflict in Iran, it seems like we're doing nothing but losing so far, and the MOU solidifies that because we have this plan that's going to get the something of understanding for the next 60 days while we actually negotiate the intricate details of their enriched uranium. And so far, it seems like we're conceding to several things that they wanted.
I think we're doing a wonderful job with the war.
I will
And it's over.
unalive the host.
And it's
Okay,
over.
sure. I mean, take your best shot, buddy. Sorry, got a death
And
threat. Go ahead.
I think we're doing a wonderful job with the conflict, and it's over with at this point.
It's
And
over?
if they go back on, if they made an agreement, if they go back on the agreement, we'll pound them a little harder until they
You don't
have
understand
no
we don't
choice
have an
but-
actual agreement yet, right? That's not what the memorandum of understanding is. Thank you, Fax.
Well, maybe you see it that way, but this is the direction that I was aiming for.
This is the direction that you were aiming for. You were aiming for us to facilitate a $300 billion investment fund for the quote-unquote #1 sponsor of terrorism.
It's their money. We froze it. We're giving it back because
Thank you, Emmy, for
they
becoming a
agree.
super fan. WCU, please make sure you check out the perks and enjoy them. So I think you're mixing up
it's
two
their
different things.
money.
So
We
there's
froze it.
good sir. There's an
And-
investment fund, right? And then there is the unfreezing of the sanctions, lifting of sanctions on their money. Those are two different things. What we are going to unfreeze is $25 billion worth of their money. And then the $300 billion investment fund or rebuilding fund, whatever you want to call it, is completely separate.
But what you seem to not be mentioning is all we wanted from them is for them to agree that there will be no enriching their nuclear intent.
We haven't agreed to that.
And
They
that
haven't
is the
agreed to that
agreement.
yet. That is to be negotiated within the next 60 days. Have you actually read the MOU?
Listen to me. The direction that we're going thus far, I'm 100% with. I don't know why you have
Sure.
a problem with it.
So the direction so
decimated
far that
their
you're
mili-
100% with is
We
concessions.
we decimated their military. We decimated all of the
we
enrichment
decimated their
areas that we
navy.
know of.
That we know of.
That
And what have
that
we gained
know
from it
of.
in the process?
That is what we gained because that was our
No.
objective.
Our objective was to completely eradicate their nuclear capabilities, that of which we have not done.
No, our objective.
Our objective was not
per-
to be in any form of a prolonged war, and so far it's been 3
It's not
months.
prolonged. No, it's 2 months.
It's been over 3 months.
Count the days.
I
It's
will
2
count the
months.
days. February 28th, March 1,
100.
April
I mean-
2, May 3. Oh, we're going on 4 in June,
No,
which is the month we're in. We're almost 4 months into this
everybody
conflict.
else's wars lasted years, and you're upset about months, mere
Yeah.
months.
Because there is seemingly
it
no end in
sounds so
sight. There
disingenuous.
was never a clear objective
end in
going into
sight
the
after
region,
90
and there
days.
hasn't been a clear way
Wait a
out.
minute.
We've had
No-
millions and not millions,
Hey,
excuse
that
me,
sounds so
tens of ceasefires announced week after
You
week after week
sound
after
so
week after
weird
week,
in
and now here
saying
we are.
no end in sight after 90 days.
Yeah, there is currently
We-
no end
we've
in
been-
sight. We
with
still
the-
have
with
60
the
days to
prior-
actually
with the-
negotiate something.
With every other war we've ever been in, they lasted years. You're saying no end in sight after 90 days. That is so disingenuous.
Do you know what I mean
need
when
you
I
to
say no
apologize
end
to
in
your own
sight?
listeners.
Do you know what I mean
need
when I
you
say
to
no end in
apologize
sight,
to
sir?
your own listeners.
Do you know what I mean when I say no end in sight?
You mean nothing.
I'll tell you what I mean. since
90
you clearly have a
days, you
comprehension
cannot
problem.
possibly
So what I
say
mean,
no
no
end in
end in
sight.
sight, is that the means to an end is them giving up all of their enriched uranium, stopping with their ballistic missiles programs. That is ultimately the reason that Trump has been telling the American people we struck them to begin with. We saw in the summer of last year when we blew up their bases, that end wasn't in sight because apparently a couple months later they were going right back to 60% enriched uranium. Steve Witkoff was able to confirm that they said out their own mouths they had 11 or 12 11 or 12 warheads that they were capable of producing with the enriched uranium that they had, and then we struck them, and then now here we are. That's what I mean when I say no end in sight.
I'll
The
just respond with
JCPOA
that
was an
with
end in
saying,
sight, and it was successful. This one is just we're playing it by ear at the
well,
American people's expense.
I'll just respond with that with saying that, hey, I am 100% behind this administration, and I am totally impressed with the job that we've been doing.
Okay.
I
Are you often impressed with individuals who clean up after their messes?
have not a clue what you're speaking of.
Are you often impressed with people who clean up after their messes?
You should always clean up behind yourself.
No shit, Sherlock. Well, let me help you out. What I mean by that is if someone was to take a cup of grape juice and splash it all over your white shirt, and then that person then tries to clean out the stains from your white shirt, are you going to compliment them for cleaning up the mess that they made?
No one has ever stained my white shirt.
It's a
So I
hypothetical.
don't know how to.
Oh my God.
And I have no way of answering that because you're
It's
speaking.
a
You're bringing up
hypothetical. Do you know what a hypothetical is?
Do you know what an attempt to answer your question is?
Yes, you're doing a terrible job. Do you understand what a hypothetical is? A hypothetical is a scenario that's not necessarily real, but it's what's the word I'm looking for?
I see you like to
correlates
interrupt
to
people
the
when
point
they
that I'm
answer.
trying to make because you're
I
refusing to answer my
see that-
simple
I
questions.
see that
You
you
keep
have
pivoting.
a
You
great
keep pivoting.
desire to interrupt people
Sir,
when they
you
make
literally
you look
keep
like the
pivoting
fool
every
that
single
you're
time I
making
ask you a
yourself.
question. I'm glad you think I look like a fool. I love how you
You do
think
look
I'm the
like a
fool in this
fool,
scenario.
because
Sir,
the moment
the
someone
purpose of the
begins to
hypothetical,
answer
since you
your
don't understand
question,
what
you
they
love
are,
to talk
is
over
to say,
them.
I'm not going to
Hey, have a
compliment
good
someone
day.
for
I'm not
getting us.
here
Are
for
you
you
gonna?
to
Is this the
talk
part where
over
you
me.
run?
You
Is this the part
love
where you
hearing.
run?
No,
Is this the part where
this
you
is the
run? No,
part
you're
where I
literally about
tell
to
you
run.
to either
You're
hush
literally
your
about to
mouth
run.
when it's my
You're
turn to
literally
talk,
about to run. You didn't even
or
answer my
have a
question.
great
I'm sorry.
day.
Why am I supposed to let you
Because
talk
you
on
run
when
your
you haven't
mouth
even
too
answered my
much.
question?
Because you
I let you
run
do
your
quite a bit of
mouth too
rambling, and
much.
now I ask my
No,
one
you
question, and you
run
get a little
your
insecure
mouth
about it.
too
That's
much.
unfortunate for you. Listen,
You
somebody has
run
to
your
make sense
mouth
in this
too much.
conversation. I'm sorry, it's me.
love listening to
Okay.
you.
Would you like a
Listening to
minute? Would you
yourself
like a minute
talk.
to say your piece? I'll give you
Yes, I
60
would like
seconds
for you to
uninterrupted.
totally shut
I'm going to
the
give you
fuck up while
60
I'm
seconds.
talking.
Okay, got you. I'm going to do it for you. I'm going to give you 60 seconds uninterrupted.
Please
and
do
in the
so. You
60
can do so
seconds,
right now.
my sir,
All you gotta do is
sir,
stop
can you let me
talking.
finish? In the 60 seconds that
No,
I'm about
I
to
don't
give you
even want you to finish.
uninterrupted,
Just
I
stop
want you to
talking.
then listen
Just
to what
stop
I have to
talking.
say and then respond, okay? You have 60 seconds, and your 60 seconds starts now.
I see that you're the type of person that when a person is
Sir, do you want to
answering
waste
your
your 60
question
seconds complaining?
logically, you're doing it again.
Do
Have
you
a
want to
great
waste your
day.
60 seconds complaining? I said you have 60 seconds to respond to
Hey,
what I said. You're complaining.
Get the fuck
My
on.
guy,
You
here's the
love
timer.
to hear yourself
Here's the
talk.
timer. 58
No,
seconds.
no, just get the fuck on. You love listening to yourself talk.
Why are you running? Why are you running?
Trump supporters request up in the box. You're the demographic of people I'd like to have a conversation with. If you're over on the tube side, you may call the number on screen, 737-295-5321. That was embarrassing. Big W's in the chat to facts still matter for the $25 Venmo. You're being too harsh. This is a concept of an idea of a kind of a deal. Concepts of a deal. Friendly reminder, guys, in the MOU, that is not the negotiated handling of their enriched uranium. Friendly reminder, there is nothing in the MOU about how they're going to be handling the enriched uranium. They have 60 days to figure that out. So quite literally, thank you, Fax, for that. That is a concept of a deal. We have a concept of an actual deal. Any cases. Since a lot of people don't actually seem to know what's in this agreement, I figured this would be a fantastic educational moment for the Trump supporters who just don't read. Let's go ahead and go over it. Continue to double tap the screen. Let's get the likes up to 50K and beyond. Oh, we're doing pretty good on tap so far. Show the algorithm when to be here. Let's knock out the penny goals to get us boosted out in the FYP alongside sending your daily heart me's. Share out the live with your friends and family as well. Repost and add to your story. Those of you over on the tube side, hit the like button on the stream. Subscribe, turn on notification bells. And if you would like to support the platform, super chat, super sticker, or becoming a member. Those of you over on the TikTok side or even on the YouTube side, link in the description of this live stream or my bio is going to take you to those donation apps if you'd like to support me in that way. So NPR was able to get the full text signed by Donald Jimothy Trump. And let's go over it. I may not read everything in full, but we're just going to go point for point at minimum. Here's Section 1. The Islamic Republic of Iran and the United States of America and their allies in the current war, by signing this MOU, declare the immediate and permanent termination of military operations on all fronts, including in Lebanon. I know Israel's pissed off about that one. And undertake from now on not to initiate any war or any military operation against each other, and to refrain from the threat or use of force against each other, and ensuring the territorial integrity and sovereignty of Lebanon. The final deal, in the first section there, the final deal. This is letting you know, in and of itself, this isn't the end all be all, which is why they still have 60 more days to figure out what they want to do. The final deal will confirm the permanent termination of the war on all fronts, including in Lebanon, and other provisions of this paragraph. Section 2. The Islamic Republic of Iran and the United States of America undertake to respect each other's sovereignty and territorial integrity, and to refrain from interfering in each other's internal affairs. Okay? This is leaving them alone, something the United States, specifically under the Trump administration, has done a god-awful job at doing. Let me be clear. We keep fucking with them. What we did on February 28th of this year, we were fucking with them once again. Keep going. 3. The Islamic Republic of Iran and the United States of America commit to negotiating and achieving the final deal in maximum 60 days, extendable with mutual consent. Which means, literally, at the end of the 60 days, if we still can't seem to have any agreement, if both parties agree, it can be extended for another 60 days, another 30 days. We can quite literally be here in this loop for the next year. I want to make this super duper clear. This is not a win. Okay? Section number 4. Immediately upon the signing of this MOU, the United States of America will begin the removal of its naval blockade and any disturbances or impediments against the Islamic Republic of Iran, and will fully extend the naval blockade within 30 days. During this period, the traffic of vessels will be in proportion to the numbers of pre-war traffic being restored by the Islamic Republic of Iran. The United States of America further undertakes to remove its forces from the proximity of the Islamic Republic of Iran within 30 days after the final deal. So we're removing blockades. We're not messing with them anymore, right? Keep these in mind. Section 5. Upon signing of this MOU, the Islamic Republic of Iran will make arrangements using its best efforts for the safe passage of commercial vessels with no charge for 60 days only from the Persian Gulf to the Sea of Oman and vice versa. The traffic of commercial vessels will immediately start, and considering the need for removing the technical and military obstacles and demining by the Islamic Republic of Iran will be instated within 30 days. So they got to get all those mines up out of there. Those mines were fucking tricky for us. The Islamic Republic of Iran will conduct dialogue with the Sultanate, of Oman to define the future administration and maritime services in the Strait of Hormuz in discussions with other Persian Gulf littoral states in line with applicable international law and the sovereign rights of coastal states of the Strait of Hormuz. Thank y'all for the gifts. I appreciate you. Keep sending your daily heart me's. Section 6. The United States of America undertakes with regional partners to develop a definitive mutually agreed plan with at least, this is a minimum, with at least USD $300 billion for the reconstruction and economic development of the Islamic Republic of Iran. Remember, in the initial deals that Iran put forward prior, it was all in part supposed to be some kind of payment or recompense for the damage that the United States did to Iran. They are literally getting it here. Someone do me a favor and block this Mary Pepper account in the request. They're a troll and I don't have time. The mechanism for the implementation of this plan will be finalized as part of the final deal within 60 days. All required licenses, waivers, and permissions needed for the relevant financial transactions will be granted by the United States of America. I want to say this again.
God bless you.
All required licenses, waivers, and permissions needed for the relevant financial transactions will be granted by the United States of America. So I have a question for you, chat, for you guys, MAGA. Why in the world would the United States facilitate a $300 billion fund for the number one sponsor of terrorism in the world? Right? So Donald Trump already announced that, I believe it was at the G7 summit, he went on this ramble about, oh, we're not giving them any money. We're not putting a dime into that fund. We're not putting a dime into that fund. We're just going to help other people put $300 billion to that fund. And then that money is then going to be used to sponsor terrorism. That's what the United States keeps saying about any money that they get. So therefore, just because our hands are not going to be clean and or dirty in regards to directly giving them money, we created the fund for other people to give them money to sponsor terrorism. We facilitated the terrorism. Am I missing something, or is that not us facilitating the terrorism? That's a lie. What's a lie, thumb man I am? I just sent you a request. What's a lie? Because you got about one more time before I mute you. I have a rule. I let you guys say a lot of things in the comments, but the second you call me a liar, you're going to have to back that shit up. Go ahead and tell me what I'm lying about. You're not going to let anybody
debate. You're not going to let
No, go ahead and tell me what I'm lying about. Go ahead and tell me what I'm lying about.
To sit here and talk about this $300 billion, JD Vance, Trump, everybody's come out about it. JD Vance today in the press conference had to get on because people like you are spinning this narrative that they're just getting $300 billion in cash. This is
Who said they're getting $300 billion in cash?
Or $300 billion that they're just going to get it right
so hold
away.
on. Did you just lie on what I said?
I didn't mean cash. I was wrong for saying cash.
You were wrong for saying cash. Okay,
but they're
so that's
not
lie
getting
number one.
straight up
Keep going.
$300 billion. They're not going to get $300 billion to just rebuild their country.
I'm sorry. Did you think that they were going to get $300 billion on a pallet of cash? Is that what you thought I said?
For reparations.
Is that what you thought I said?
No, you're sitting here saying that they're getting it for reprimands, for the destruction of the war, for them to rebuild their country as if it's like reparations.
I literally just read it.
That's not what it says.
I literally just read it. For the reconstruction, I didn't say reparations.
Keep going. Okay,
reparations
so
never came out of my mouth.
Did
you hear reparations?
Economic development.
Sir, did you hear reparations?
You said you said reprimands. That's what you said.
I never said reprimands. I don't
go back and replay.
What? When did I say reprimands?
Go back and replay.
How much you want to bet on that?
Go back and replay.
How much you want to bet on it?
Go back and replay.
How much do you want to bet on?
You don't have a YouTube channel. You don't have a YouTube channel.
I do actually. I'm literally dual streaming.
Okay, I'm gonna
right
go
now.
clip this.
How much? Go ahead. How much you want to put on it?
So let's be honest with.
How much you want to put on it?
You said reprimands.
How much do you want to put on that?
You said reconstruction and reprimands for the destruction that we caused during the war.
My guy. Sure, no problem. How much do you want to put on it? That I
just
did
go
not
back
say
and replay it.
How much do you want to put on it that I did not say?
I'm not putting any money on it.
You don't
might
want to
have
bet?
not said
You don't want to bet? Okay, no problem. Listen. Don't worry about it. Since you don't want to bet because you're broke, that's fine. I'm just gonna play the clip back to you for the mere satisfaction of you calling me a liar and being an absolute fucking moron who doesn't.
Well, no, that's not what I was saying.
I got you.
Go ahead.
Oh, that's not what you were saying I was lying about? Okay, we'll go point at a time. We'll go point at a time. We'll go point at a time. No problem. Let's go. Let me put it up for everyone.
God bless you.
When you started reading number 6.
Civil, respectful conversations, and maybe people will...
I got you.
Go
ahead.
I literally just read it.
That's not what you're a liar.
Go ahead and tell me what I'm lying about.
Just sit.
Not giving them any money. We're not putting a dime roll, and I don't have time. The mechanism for the implementation of this plan will be finalized as part of the final deal within 60 days. All required licenses, waivers, and permissions... Oh, here we go. Someone do me a favor and block this Mary Pepper account in the request. They're a troll and I don't have time. The mechanism for the implementation of this plan will be finalized as part of the final deal within 60 days. All required licenses, waivers, and permissions needed for the relevant financial transactions will be granted. Construction and economic development of the Islamic applicable international law and the sovereign rights of coastal states of the Strait of Hormuz. Thank y'all for the gifts. I appreciate you. Keep sending your daily heartbeats. Here we go. Section 6. The United States of America undertakes, with regional partners, to develop a definitive, mutually agreed plan with at least, this is a minimum, with at least USD $300 billion for the reconstruction and economic development of the Islamic Republic of Iran. Remember, in the initial deals that Iran put forward prior, it was all in part supposed to be some kind of payment or recompense for the damage that the United States did to Iran.
Recompense.
They are literally getting it here.
That is what you're sitting here saying. You're saying that Iran's getting this money for
I
some kind of.
literally said in the previous deals there was some type of payment or recompense for the damage that was done in the region. And that's
No, it's
exactly
not
what they're
for
getting
that. It's
in a
not for
$300 billion investment fund.
Okay, so what we're doing
So you
with
were
that,
wrong.
it's not for.
Can you-
no,
can
no,
you
no.
say you
I
were
wasn't-
wrong?
Okay, no, because
Can you say you
so
were
what
wrong?
does replicants mean? What does that word mean? What does that
I'm
word
sorry,
mean? Pull
you're
it up.
not even getting your words
Pull
right.
it
What
up.
did I say?
Pull it up.
What did I say?
I'm tongue tied right now. Just pull the word up
Clearly.
and see what the definition is.
Tell me what it
See what-
means, sir.
No,
you
just
tell me what it
pull it
means.
up.
You're the one who's
Dude, this
misconstruing
is
what I
what
said.
you do.
Tell me
You're
what it
so
means.
dishonest.
My guy,
You're so
if
dishonest.
what I said was
Pull
a
it
lie,
up.
prove it.
Pull it up. Pull it up. Pull it up on the definition. Let's
Do
just
you
go through
not
this.
know?
Pull it up.
Do you not know what recompense
What does this
means?
word mean? What does it mean?
Do you not know what recompense is?
Go. No. Just tell me. Just
No
tell
problem.
Me. Tell me
No
what it
problem.
means.
No problem. No
Go ahead.
problem. Let me
Go ahead.
let me help you out. Recompense make amends to someone, well, parentheses someone, for the loss or harm suffered. Compensate.
Okay, so go ahead and look up what's the word? Reparations. Go ahead and look up reparations.
I never said
Look up reparations.
I
Look
never
up
said
reparations. Look up
I
reparations.
never
though.
said reparations.
Why won't you look up reparations?
What
I
is
just want
the
you to look up
relevance of me
reparations.
looking up the definition
Can you
of
look up
reparations when
reparations?
those
Can
words
you look up
never came?
reparations,
What is the
please?
relevance? Sure. What is the relevance?
I want to show you that it's a
What is the
synonym
relevance?
of this word. Can you look it up?
Okay. What is the relevance?
The fact is that I didn't get the exact word correctly, but I got the basic gist of what you're saying. You're saying that we're basically
All of which
paying
would
them-
apply to the $300 billion investment fund.
God bless
You
you.
can
Where
put
does it say
reparations,
reparations for?
compensation, recompense, whatever word you want
Where
to
does
put
it
in
say
there.
that? Where does it say
All
any
of
of that in
that
there?
literally surmounts the $300 billion that the United
Where
States is
does it say
facilitating
it in
for
there?
other countries to invest into Iran.
Do you want to put $100 on it that it does not say reparations?
I never
what-
said reparations. You're the one who's making the correlation with
Recompense?
it being a
You're
synonym
just saying-
of recompense. You said that.
Okay, where does it say recompense in there? Where does it say that in there?
Oh my God! I said recompense, my dude.
Where does it say that
Me.
it says that in there? You're adding it, right? So you're adding
I
this word
never
in there.
added recompense into the deal. Do I need to
just
play
played
the
the
clip
video.
again?
You
Yes.
just played
I
the video.
literally played the section where it talked about the reconstruction, right? Of the for the reconstruction fund of $300 billion. I stopped and I literally said, this is similar to like what Iran was asking for beforehand when they wanted payment or recompense for the damage that was done in the region. I was not quoting the literal freaking document
You were
as in
trying
my
to spin-
words.
You were trying to spin a narrative.
How much?
Hector.
What narrative was I trying to spin?
Wow, just cut.
What
I'm
narrative
trying
was I trying to
tell
spin?
you, if you would let me talk,
You're
Hector,
really
so
bad at
dumb.
this.
You're so low IQ.
I'm the dumb
you were
one,
Just
I'm
trying
sure.
To spin,
I'm sure.
You were just trying to spin a narrative, right? That's why you wouldn't pull up. That's why you wouldn't pull up reparations, because it's literally a synonym of recompense.
What is the
right?
relevance of it being
I'm
a
trying to
my
talk
guy?
to you, but you
My
keep
guy,
interrupting.
you
won't
won't.
let me get.
I'm
just
asking
like
you to make a
always.
point. You're not making a
this
point. You're just
This is what
rambling.
you
I
did
need
with
you to make a
Andrew
point.
Wilson.
I
This is
need
what
you to
did
make
with
a point.
Andrew Wilson,
Yes,
and you
because
look like
every
an
single
idiot.
time. Snap! You got a flag. Aw. You got a flag. Had to remove you. Had to remove you. So
God bless you.
come back on your backup. I'm sure you have several. Come back on your backup because I'm not done with you. I want to continue to embarrass you. You'll probably be my next clip. Come back on your backup. I know you have one. I know you have one. Come back on your backup. Bro didn't even know the words that I said. Took him a hot minute to finally get to recompense. I never quoted recompense in the document. Doesn't change the fact that whether you want to... Hold on. Let's go back to the full text here. Reconstruction and economic development of the Islamic Republic of Iran. This is for the damage that was freaking done in the region. Recompense would be to compensate for the harm that was caused. That's quite literally the reason why we're creating this fund. That's why in the previous ceasefires that Iran would have responded with to U.S. and whatever they countered with, they literally asked for direct payments for the damage that was done. You can say recompense, reparation, so on and so forth. It all means the same thing, and that's exactly what this fund is for. I don't know what was his point? What was the point? And then what do you think the reconstruction is for? What are we reconstructing? What we damage. Why are we paying them back for what we damage? My God. Trump supporters request up in the box. You're the demographic of people I'd like to have a conversation with. If you're over on the tube side, you can call the number on screen, 737-295-5321. Thank you guys for the follows. My guy literally just said you can't come back up here on that account. Literally cannot come back up here on that account. You got a flag. Come back on your other one. Oh, look who's alive. What's up, James? Come back on your other account. Come back on your other account. If any other Trump supporter who does not understand what words mean would like to request up and substantiate that guy's point, please feel free to do so. And I love how you guys complain about, you won't let me talk. When I ask questions, I require answers. When you give an answer and you're just roundabouting from what the fuck I asked, I'm going to interrupt the fuck out of you. Because if I ask, let's say you have a girlfriend and you ask their girlfriend, hey babe, it's like 2 a.m. in the morning. You left around like 4 p.m. Are you okay? Where were you tonight? Yeah, man, you know, I was thinking about the weather today, and the weather was really nice. Yeah. The weather was nice, but can you tell me where you were tonight? Are you okay? Yeah. So, like, did you check the chicken in the oven? The chicken in the oven, like, definitely needs to be checked. I hope you checked, ma'am. Don't worry about the chicken in the oven. I asked you where you were. Last night. Well, water is wet. Like, what the What are we doing? Answer the questions, or you have something to hide, or better yet, you put yourself in a corner and now you have to spin your way out of it. It's really embarrassing. He didn't know what anything means. I literally was looking up definitions of words for him. I know water's not wet. Chill out. Oh my God. Can we not do this? Can we not do this? Let's continue on with the deal. Gosh, man. We read that part. Relevant financial transactions will be granted by the United States of America. This is now page 2, section 7. It's called straw man. That's correct. The United States of America undertakes to terminate all types of sanctions against the Islamic Republic of Iran, including the United Nations Security Council resolutions, IAEA Board of Governors resolutions, and all unilateral U.S. sanctions, primary and secondary, in an agreed upon schedule as part of the final deal. The Islamic Republic of Iran and the United States of America acknowledge the critical importance of the sanctions termination issue above mentioned and expressed their intentions to immediately address these issues in the negotiations in order to achieve mutual agreement on them. Okay? We're going to be lifting sanctions. Remember Donald Trump in his first term said, we gave them $150 billion. We gave them $150 billion. We didn't give them $150 billion. He grossly inflated that number by about three times. And now we're doing the same thing, right? Again, we are unfreezing the money for the number one sponsor of terrorism to use for terrorism, according to him, right? Number 8, the Islamic Republic of Iran reaffirms that it shall not procure or develop nuclear weapons. The Islamic Republic of Iran and the United States of America have agreed to resolve the disposition of stockpiled enriched material pursuant to a mechanism that will be mutually agreed upon in accordance with the schedule mentioned in paragraph 7, with a minimum methodology to be down blending on site under the supervision of the IAEA. The two parties also agreed to discuss the issue of enrichment and other mutually agreed matters relating to the Islamic Republic of Iran's nuclear needs, based on a satisfactory framework being agreed upon in the final deal. Do I need to read that again for anyone? Do we got it? Okay. The final deal will confirm the provisions of this paragraph. The Islamic Republic of Iran and the United States of America acknowledge the critical importance of the nuclear issues above mentioned and express their intentions to immediately address these issues in the negotiations in order to achieve mutual agreement on them. This agreement sounds like a meeting to discuss the specifics of the agreement, literally. Section 9, there's only about 4 more. Pending the final deal, the Islamic Republic of Iran and the United States of America agree to maintain the status quo. The Islamic Republic of Iran will maintain the current status quo of its nuclear program. And this is pending. And the United States of America will not impose any new sanctions and will not deploy any additional forces in the region. Okay? So their current program, as it sits right now, pending the final deal, it goes business as usual. So if Iran right now is enriching uranium to 60%, they can continue to do so for the next 60 days. Now, if you know anything about 60% to 90%, right, that can take a matter of weeks. Say Iran decided, because according to the Trump administration, they want to bomb us so badly, right? Say Iran decided to, in the next 60 days, get enough for a bomb to strike the United States. Under this deal, the MOU so far, they could do so. They're maintaining their current status quo. That is the deal. I want to point that out. That is the... Why am I flickering shit? Excuse me. That is the current deal. Number 10. W's of the Erica raid. The United States of America undertakes that immediately upon signing of this MOU today, and until the termination of sanctions, whenever, the U.S. Department of Treasury will issue waivers for the export of Iranian crude oil, petroleum products and derivatives, and all associated services, including banking transactions, insurances, transportation, etc. Did your cords just jump like literally the other side of it? Number 11, the United States of America undertakes to make fully available for use the frozen or restricted funds and assets of the Islamic Republic of Iran upon the implementation of this MOU. The United States of America and the Islamic Republic of Iran will mutually agree on the procedures related to the release of these funds during the negotiations. Such funds, whether retained in the original account or transferred, shall be made fully usable for payment to any ultimate beneficiary designated by the Central Bank of the Islamic Republic of Iran. The United States of America undertakes to issue all necessary licenses and authorizations accordingly. Number 12, two more after this. The Islamic Republic of Iran and the United States of America agree that an executive mechanism will be established to monitor the successful implementation of this MOU and the future compliance of the final deal. Number 13, page 3. After signing this MOU and subject to the beginning of the implementation of paragraphs 1, 4, 5, 10, and 11 of this MOU and the continuing implementation of these measures, the Islamic Republic of Iran and the United States of America will start negotiations regarding the final deal exclusively on the other paragraphs. Number 14, the final deal will be endorsed by a binding UNSC resolution. And there you have it, the full deal. There are Trump supporters, and I've literally heard this all day. I just heard this in Erica's live. There are Trump supporters that are adding things to this deal, the current sitting MOU, that aren't there. And now you know, since I just read all 14 sections, whenever you hear them say things like, they're giving up their enriched uranium right now. No, as we just read in section, thank you for the gift, I appreciate you. Which section was that? The status quo section. Number 9, section 9. They are currently allowed to continue enriching their uranium to whatever percentage. They are maintaining their status quo. Okay? The other thing, the ceasefire is done, the deal is made, there's peace in the Middle East. That is a lie. They're stopping firing right now, and they have 60 days to complete it. Mind you, that is only if they don't need more time and both parties don't agree to negotiate after those 60 days, as we read in section... Which section was it? 3. In maximum 60 days extendable with mutual consent. I would love for another one of you guys to come up here and tell me that I'm lying, that I'm adding words to the thing, since that's what you guys have been doing this entire time. What up, Fax?
My brother, I think it's sections 13 or 14 about the sanctions. That's the part that hasn't gotten talked about enough.
Very much true. That
Like
section...
every sanction, even those imposed by the UN, it's like every sanction. It's like I don't even remember that ever being discussed. Like, where did that come from?
10 and 11. Thank you, Emmy, for the cherries. 10 and 11. Here's 10. The United States of America undertakes that immediately upon the signing of this MOU today and until the termination of sanctions, inevitably, that comes in 11, the U.S. Department of the Treasury will issue waivers for the export of Iranian crude oil, petroleum products, and derivatives, and all associated services, including banking transactions, insurances, transportation, etc. So section 11, the United States of America undertakes to make fully available for use the frozen or restricted funds and assets of the Islamic Republic of Iran upon the implementation of this MOU. The United States of America and the Islamic Republic of Iran will mutually agree on the procedures related to the release of these funds during the negotiations. So they have to have some agreements on now, but they are going to be released. Such funds, whether retained in the original account or transferred, shall be made fully usable for payment to any ultimate beneficiary designated by the Central Bank of the Islamic Republic of Iran. The Islamic Republic of Iran, their bank, decides where this money goes to, okay? Once it's unfrozen. The United States of America undertakes to issue all necessary licenses and authorizations accordingly.
I think it might be section. I think it's a little bit further up, Hector, like 7 or 8 about the UN sanctions as well. So U.S.
Oh, yes.
sanctions,
Let me see.
that
Where did I do
that part.
UN. This is section 8. That's the agreement. There's the terminate all types of. Oh, here we go. Section 7. The United States of America undertakes to terminate all types of sanctions against the Islamic Republic of Iran, including the United Nations Security Council resolutions, IAEA Board of Governors resolutions, and all unilateral U.S. sanctions, primary and secondary, in an agreed upon schedule as part of the final deal.
That's so crazy. Do you read that like I read that? Like any sanctions that existed prior to any of these discussions are now gone?
Mm-hmm.
You read that the same way, right? Like
Go along.
what?
Again, the IAEA and their resolution, gone. Done. We are just taking our boot completely off of their neck. I just want to let you guys know. We are taking the boot completely off of their neck, when that is one of the biggest criticisms of the Obama administration, the deal that actually kept us safer from nuclear extinction, even though we were ultimately paying them for a failed deal that the international courts found that we failed them on, and then unfreezing their money. We are taking a step further. We're like, yo, UN, take that away. Don't worry about that, UN. We're trying to work something out here.
No inspection rules, no guidelines, and then the money. I think the money that was released unfrozen during Barack Tansuit Obama's awesome speech today, by the way, at the library.
Exceptional
You didn't
speech.
see that.
Thank you, Shauna, for the pink cowboy.
That money was in a South Korean bank, and then it had to be funneled through a Qatari bank, and they had to submit like requests for humanitarian aid to get that money unfrozen to be able to use it. That being the Iranian government.
Thank you, Penny.
Now the money is just going to sit in the central bank of Iran. It's like, what?
The art of the deal, ladies and gentlemen. The art of the deal.
Yeah, I love you, sexy bitch. See you later.
Fuck you. Thank you. I hate it when you do that. W's to facts. I missed, whoa. Are these dates wrong? I think some of these dates are wrong. Yes, it is. This one isn't. W's in the chat to Ogden, but for the $5 super chat. How does the caller argue a word he does not understand and then have the nerve to call you low IQ? I don't fucking know, dude. I don't know. One of the problems with Trump supporters is that they don't actually listen to comprehend. They listen to respond, which is why you guys are so busy responding to shit that I never said. That entire argument was him responding to shit that never came out of my mouth. Or at least not in the context that he applied it to. As I stated, in previous deals that Iran tried to make with the US, they responded with, we need some type of recompense, reparations, whatever the fuck you want to call it, for the damage you did to our region. That is how this fund came about. And it was just signed by the President of the United States in the MOU. $300 billion. That is almost, over 200 something times what Obama would have given them, specifically in the arms deal, and infinitely more. Let's see. I remember reading a study, do not quote me on this, but the number that the Trump administration touted around his first term was $150 billion unfrozen. That was incorrect. If you're counting inflation and everything else, it was roughly $50 billion. Roughly $50 billion. So he went like 3 times over the amount that it actually was. And now let's divide that by $300 billion of investments. On top of, this is the crazy part. The $300 billion of investments that the U.S. is facilitating is on top of what we are going to unfreeze for them. So there's more money in play here. Their own money. Insane. How is this a win? Especially considering if we were going to do all this just to make this bitch-ass deal to begin with, why the fuck did we strike them in the first place? Why did he pull us out of the JCPOA? I always like to remind Trump supporters, as much as you think that deal is bad, because the average one of you don't know what the fuck was in it, We already sent them their money. We already sent them the money for the arms deal. We already unfroze their assets. They were able to utilize that money. Donald Trump pulled us out of that deal for literally no reason whatsoever. The only thing we were able to do afterwards is impose new sanctions on them and somewhat freeze their money. But the 1.7 billion already gone. The money that they would have been able to get from the moment that the few years that their assets were unfrozen, they already had and used. So we pulled out for no reason. No reason. I really want to get this through you guys, thick skulls. Like, we pulled out of that deal for no reason, and now we're back to the drawing board giving them more. How is this a win? And that honestly explains why you guys have been so quiet today. I've been watching a few lives today. And I realized you guys were awfully quiet about this deal. And it's because the average one of you didn't read it. With that being said, Trump supporters request up in the box. You are the demographic of people I'd like to have a conversation with. If you're over on the tube side, we call the number on screen, 737-295-5321. If you are a Trump supporter who regrets their vote, this live is a safe space for you to come up here and express all the reasons why. And I know it hurts. I know it hurts that the United States is walking alongside the number one sponsor of terrorism. I know that hurts your feelings. I know it's rough. I promise you, if you regret your vote, you will be met with minimal judgment to express those disapprovals. Also, at the G7 summit, this mofo sat on a chair, Donald Trump, I had the clip here, and it was like, oh, I think this new regime, they're actually cool people. They're actually good people. So riddle me this, chat. When we spend months and years demonizing Iran, calling them this and saying that they're that and blah, 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 and then in one speech you say, well, they're actually not so bad. Why did we strike them? How were we justifying this war for the last couple months? Right? If you're a Trump supporter who does not regret their vote, you think this deal is an amazing thing. You think that Obama is weak compared to Donald Trump, giving them even more money than what you said Obama did. You can also request up in the box or call the number on screen, 737-295-5321. He wants to be known for something, it might as well be for the war and the economy. But here's the thing. That's a terrible thing to be known for. The problem with this entire deal is that February 26th, we literally met with them. I don't believe it was physical. I believe it was over the phone or Zoom, whatever. We literally were negotiating with them. They came out of those meetings and they said it was one of the most productive ones they've ever had. Fast forward to 2 days afterwards, we're striking them. Marco Rubio is talking about that they had this in the works for months. So we were wasting money and wasting time putting up this facade of negotiations, putting up this facade of wanting to make a deal, which the Trump administration should champion. Again, Mr. Art of the Deal. Okay? Just to come back and make a deal. So we could have bypassed what took place on the 28th if we continued to negotiate. The Strait of Hormuz never had to close. Over 100 and something Iranian school children never had to die. Joe Kent would have had to retire. The director of the National Counterterrorism, he would have never had to retire because then it wouldn't have been Donald Trump being Israel's buck buddy. Like, none of this had to happen. That's the point of this deal. None of this had to happen. Also, the Democrats currently have a Nazi running for U.S. Senate in Maine. That is misinformation. You can call in, though. I love how you guys now care about Nazis. I love how you guys care about Nazis when they allegedly have a D behind their name. And we don't have a single thing to say about Elon Musk, a single thing to say about Steve Bannon, Stephen Miller. Right? Oh, thank you, John. I appreciate you. I forgot to pin this message. Yeah. Obama's deal allowed to continue enriching uranium for civilian purposes. Yes. Also, another thing that I realized is that Trump supporters legitimately do not know that enriched uranium is used for more than just bombs. They actually don't know all the reasons that anyone enriches uranium. Around that safe percentage, of course. They have no idea. Because I remember initially the Trump administration would go, we don't want them enriching uranium at all. I'm like, well, what? Why would we do that? Why would we do that? What are we doing? I don't know if you're like hard of hearing, thumb, but you told you have to get on a second account. You got a flag. You're not flagging me again. Or do you want to have to hold this block? Do you want to hold this block? I can do that too. You're already going to get clipped. Actually, no, I'm not going to block you because then you won't be able to see the clip that I edited of your dumb ass. Never mind, I won't block you. I want you to see the clip I edited of you. First, then I'll block you. I'll make sure to tag you in that video. And then I'll block you. I ain't shit. Double tap the screen, guys. We are 2 minutes away from the hour mark. We're almost at 100K. Show the algorithm that you want to be here. Super tap, super tap, super tap, super tap, super tap. It's confusing why maggots just don't admit who they really are. What's that saying? Know thyself. Know thyself. Literally. They don't know themselves. And that's why they're so dangerous. If you don't know yourself, you're a dangerous person. Trump supporters don't know themselves. Can I ask a question? You have my Discord. Ask it in the Discord. Gotta keep the friendly off. Who's the Nazi man? They're talking about Graham Plattner. They're talking about Graham Plattner. You know the stupid thing about Republicans now caring about Nazis and Nazi rhetoric and Nazi tattoos or whatever. Here's the crazy thing about that. We're really Republicans, are trying to gaslight Democrats into the status of white men. And what I mean by that is literally American history, throughout American culture, throughout white men's existence. They've always loved the cool, the masculine, the rad skull and crossbones, right? Skull and crossbones. It's like on all your t-shirts, your goth stuff, rock and roll, so on and so forth. Now, obviously, there's a particular skull and a particular set of crossbones that is associated with a, what's the name of the group? Damn, I'm blanking. Why am I blanking on it? Give me a second. It was the Death Squad. I'm blanking on their name. Was it Schutzstaffel? I'm probably not pronouncing that right. No, not Punisher. Yes, SS, but I was thinking of their name, the German name. I think it was this one. Anyway, you guys know what I'm talking about. SS, right? There's that particular design that's associated with that group. You go to a country overboard, you say, hey, give me a cool tattoo, and they give you skull and crossbones. You're not going to think anything of it, especially if you clearly, Graham Plattner did not know his history. I would argue the average Republican, and hell, better yet, people on the left even to some degree, didn't understand that skull and crossbones association with the group. 6,000%, like lightning bolts, yes. 6,000%. He was made aware of it. Some allegations that was previously, he didn't do much about it. Okay, sure. He was made aware of it, covered it up. The man took accountability. I don't like Graham Plattner. I want to make that 6,000% clear. I like a lot of things he says, but I think he has one hell of a really sketchy history, right? Throughout his life. It's a very sketchy history. I don't like the guy. I want to make that clear. However, what we've seen from Graham Plattner in the accountability aspect is something that we have not seen from a single fucking Republican. From the president of the United States, all this accountability, all this calling out and crying out that you're doing for Graham Plattner, all of that goes out the window with Donald Trump. What the fuck do I care? Where's the accountability for Susan Collins, his Republican contestant's the wrong word, opponent, and when she said she was only supposed to run for 1 term, 2 terms? Where's the accountability for the damage she's done in the region? Where's the accountability for the clip that I have here where she was asked specifically about her support of Brett Kavanaugh? And those Supreme Court justices who overturned Roe v. Wade. And she said, I don't regret it. Let's play the clip. Hold on. You guys need to see this. That this is why you guys can miss me with this accountability shit. And this is why I'm so fucking over purity politics. I'm so over you guys demonizing folks on the left for every fucking mistake. And though some are arguably bad, but then when it comes to their side, they can do whatever else. Fuck all of that shit, bro. Fuck all of that shit. You can get an APAC who's going to fight for universal health care or an APAC guy who's going to give more money to Israel. Which one do you want? Which fucking one do you want? Let me pull up this clip here. I think I saved it for the Fun and Fact show. Let me get it. Susan Collins. Hold on. Where did I save it? This pool, bro. Here we go. I got it. This reflecting pool is also hilarious. But let me play this clip for y'all. I might as well keep the MOU on standby. I have a feeling we're gonna have to reference it a few times if the Trump supporters grow some testicular fortitude. Here we go. Here's the clip, bro. You get the volume up.
This is the first re-election campaign that you've run since the Supreme Court overturned Roe versus Wade. And I was hoping you could talk to me a little bit about your vote to confirm Kavanaugh and whether you regret that.
I do not regret that vote. I do disagree with Justice Kavanaugh's vote. I would point out that in that decision, several Supreme Court justices whom I supported voted the other way. That includes Justice Sotomayor, Justice Elena Kagan, Justice Jackson. So I have supported a great number of Supreme Court justices. When I look at a justice, I look at their qualifications, their integrity, their background, their experience in reaching a decision. Obviously, I'm disappointed in that decision, which turned abortion issues back to the states. It has not had an impact on the state of Maine in that Maine actually expanded its law.
First and foremost, I was very confused in her answer. Because she said, I do not regret it. I disagree with the decision, but I also disagree with the people who voted the other way, such as Sotomayor, Ketanji Brown Jackson, so on and so forth. The people who voted to keep Roe v. Wade. So you say you disagree with Brett Kavanaugh's decision, but then her response of Maine hasn't been impacted by the peeling back of Roe v. Wade, and we actually expanded our healthcare access for women. Well, congratulations. You're one of the 24 states that was able to preserve it. You talking about how, well, Maine's fine. Fuck everybody else. But Maine is fine. We're not worried about Maine. Maine is good. We did the right thing. Everyone else get fucked. Gosh, that is such a god-awful answer. Wait. No, she agreed with the Dems who voted against it. Hold on. Let me double check their voting record here. Liberal justices. Since Roe v. Wade. Wait, what? No. What are you talking about, Jordan? What are you talking about, Jordan? None of them. It was 5-4. Yeah. None of them did. Hold on. She literally said, I disagree with Brett Kavanaugh's decision, just like how I've disagreed with the other decisions of people who voted the other way. And then she mentioned the people who voted the other way, which would have been the liberal justices. She literally mentioned 2 of them by name, who voted to keep Roe v. Wade. So it was a contradictory statement. She said some of the Dems she supported voted no to overturn Roe. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. They're contradictory. If you disagree with Brett Kavanaugh's decision to overturn it, but then you can't follow up what you disagree with the Dems' decisions, the liberal justices' decisions, to keep it. Hold on. Are y'all fucking gaslighting me right now? Let me double check this. Y'all fucking gaslighting me right now. Let's play this again. Let's play this again.
That you've run since.
Not regret that vote. I do disagree with Justice Kavanaugh's vote. I would point
Kavanaugh, who voted to overturn Roe v. Wade. Okay, she disagrees with that vote. Okay,
out that in that decision, Several Supreme Court justices whom I supported voted the other way.
Several Supreme Court justices who I supported voted the other way.
That includes Justice Sotomayor.
That includes Sotomayor, who voted the other way, which was to keep Roe v. Wade.
Justice Ilana Kagan.
Kagan.
Justice Jackson. So I have supported a great number of Supreme Court.
No, meaning they voted the other way to keep it, which she supports. She literally started off by saying she disagreed. She disagreed with his decision. Oh my God. There are other decisions. No. She did not say there are other decisions. Hold on. Guys, listen closely, please.
Voted the other way. Supreme Court that in that point out that in that decision.
In that decision. In that decision. She's referencing the Roe v. Wade decision. No other decision. She said in that decision. Okay?
Several Supreme Court justices whom I
supported voted the other way.
The other way. That includes Justice Sotomayor, Justice Ilana Kagan, Justice Jackson. So I have supported a great number of Supreme Court justices. When I
This is literally what I'm saying, Gucci. She's defending her support for Kavanaugh. Because she's saying she disagreed with his decision, but she didn't regret her vote for him. Same way she supports other justices, the liberal justices who voted the other way being to to maintain Roe v. Wade. Now, if you guys are saying this is what she meant, sure. I'm saying that's not what the fuck she said. I know Gucci is right. That's literally what the fuck I've been saying this entire time. Literally what the fuck I've been saying this entire time. She contradicted herself.
Yeah, you nailed it. Yep, exactly. She did not say that she regretted her vote for Kavanaugh. She regretted his vote to overturn Roe. She also supported Kagan, Sotomayor, and Jackson. Meaning she confirmed them. And then her statement was they voted to keep Roe v. Wade at the federal level. Yes.
Right. She's saying that she can't regret her vote for him any more than she can regret her vote for the ones that voted for AB because sometimes she disagrees with them too. That's what I'm saying. You know, like just because she disagrees with him on that decision doesn't make her regret supporting him because she still they still, even the one she supports, sometimes she disagrees with their decisions.
But keep in mind, this is the first time she's had to run for re-election since that vote. Since the Dobbs decision. This is the first time she's had to face this. So this is going to be really interesting. Maine is extra white mayonnaise, by the way. I mean, once you get north of Portland, it's like really white mayonnaise. So it'll be really interesting. And it's a swingy area in northern Maine, very red. And Maine is one of, I think it's 2 states that divides their congressional districts, meaning if you win the state, they can still divide it's a split electoral vote. So we'll see. And by the way, her husband was having an affair with her while his wife was dying with cancer. Just FYI.
That is correct. I heard that the other day. Yep.
Yeah. I'll drop
like keep in mind that they're all like, somebody who said that, Kavanaugh lied to her on the issue of AB, just like she does. They are politicians. They talk in circles. They never give you direct answers that they don't want to give you. Instead, they're going to talk in circles. So that's anything to be mindful of. Anytime a politician can't give you a direct answer and they're just going to talk in circles, that's them do it lying in your face so they can do what they want later. And Kavanaugh technically didn't lie because he never said that he would just outright on anything. And that's why that she can't say, well, I regret my vote for him, because he didn't technically, on a technicality only, lie to her. That's what they do. They all do that, and they have all been trained to do that bullshit.
That is
Sorry.
correct. W's in the chat to Thomas for the $5 Venmo. Iran not deal is the cause of e-files distraction. I tried the same donation on Green App and they declined because of message. Is my Cash App down? I didn't get a notification of it being down. Appreciate you trying Venmo though. Thank you so much. W's in the chat to you for your support. And another thing about the whole these people lied about Roe v. Wade thing, that's tricky because technically they didn't. When you look at their actual the questions that they were asked in regards to like will they respect it, will they oppose, literally a lot of them followed back up on, well, it's precedent, and then they said we will just follow the law. So if the law changed, right, blah blah blah. So that's the iffy part. Yes, it was still sleazy in the way that they danced around, basically just not outright saying, yes, I'm going to be the quickest to repeal it because fuck Roe v. Wade, and I think it's a destructive thing. But they technically didn't lie. They did mislead people. Well, misleading is a lie, but I'm saying in the specific wording, that's where it gets, yeah.
And the Dobbs decision itself wasn't actually an overturning of Roe v. Wade. That's what it effectively did. It was a separate decision. Like if you actually read the decision, it put the issue back to the people and their elected officials, which theoretically could be any level of government. It's not back to the states. It's none that, it's just it. And that's what they did. They danced around. They did the political thing instead of giving direct answers.
That is correct. I appreciate you coming up, Ash.
Thanks.
Right.
See ya.
Since I let everyone else up, I gotta let Ren up. What's up, Ren?
Hello, good evening. I had a clarifying question about the deal. So, in all of that, listening to all of that, doing the repeated idea.
Thank you for the follows.
Thank you for the follows. Are there any provisions for, I'm going to use multiple words because we know how these people are, enforcement, oversight, kind of like how with the JCPOA, they sent in an agency to overlook everything.
We wouldn't know any of that right now, not based off what we have available. We literally have another 60 days to continue to negotiate what that oversight would look like. Since some of the sections that we read so far would involve the IAEA, we can assume that they're going to be the same body that would be used for said oversight. We just have to wait and see on that, but we won't have any specific information on it just yet.
Okay, I was just wondering. Thank you very much. Also, as Eric would say, do all the good things, tap the screen. I don't understand why Hector is not like at 200,000 right now. That's absolute baloney, and I'm ashamed of all of you. He needs his expo marker of shame to waggle at y'all. So tap the screen, tribute to the gift goal, follow, share. What else is there? Pay links in the bio. Also hit up his merch shop.
Yes.
Bye, everybody.
Accept, press 1. To send a voicemail.
Caller, you're on the line. Did you vote for Trump?
I did, but I regret my vote.
Why is that?
This so-called, I don't know, this memorandum of understanding. Yeah, I don't like it. I feel like it's worse than the JCPOA.
I would say based off the terms we have so far, objectively, yes, it would be. They're getting more money. We're facilitating more money for them. And so far we're giving into a lot of what they want, and we don't even have the intricate details of how we're going to handle their enriched uranium just yet. So by all the numbers as it sits right now, based off of this plan, it is horrible compared to the JCPOA.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and another thing, I think Trump is doing all this crap to win the midterms, because obviously if Hezbollah attacks, the Jewish state again, the Jews are going to respond, and then Iran's going to be like, oh, well, we don't agree with we don't want this deal no more. Peace. So basically, it seems like the international community is just telling Israel to, hey, y'all going to have to deal with some terror attacks for a little bit so we can get this deal done.
Yeah, I don't know what about the deal would imply that. Also, what I do find fascinating about it is there's no mention of Israel, really, is there? Hold on, let me do this search real quick.
No, there's no mention of Israel, but But
Let's see.
Iran is going to reject the deal if
Yeah,
if
there's no
Israel
mention of
attacks
Israel.
Hezbollah. They're just going to reject it.
So Israel has nothing to do with this deal. You can kind of assess that maybe they would, especially considering that they're the main ones who are bombing Lebanon, and that is a part of this deal that they have to stop it. It's specified, including in Lebanon, which is hilarious. So yes, they would have to stop that as well. But Israel's not happy about this. They're not happy with Donald Trump at all.
Of course not.
They're really over it.
First of all, Trump was a moron. He said, "Oh, Syria can deal with it." The Syrian army is filled with Al Qaeda and ISIS terrorists. First of all, if they do get into Lebanon and they try and fight, quote unquote fight Hezbollah, the Christians who are in Lebanon are just going to get murdered by ISIS and Al Qaeda members. It's just going to cause a whole mess. Israel
I don't
is
think
much
you
better
realize
at
that.
dealing with
I
this
don't think
than
you
the
realize
Syrian
that
army.
if Iran attacks anyone in that region, in Lebanon, then this entire deal is over. So I don't know why you're bringing up these hypotheticals, because that's how it goes for anyone. If we strike them, deal over. If they strike us or Israel, deal over. That's how that works.
Well, Hezbollah, they are trying to. The whole point of Hezbollah is to kill Jews. That's the whole point of Hezbollah. That's why they formed.
Yeah, they ain't got
is
shit to
kill
do with
Jews.
this deal. If they break it, they break it.
If they attack Israel, they got no choice but to break it. They have to kill terrorists.
Okay. Your theoreticals, you're rambling, you're blah. I don't care. I don't care. They have no choice but to break it. So essentially, the reason why you regret your vote for Donald Trump is that he's not blowing them the fuck up. You hate that he's not continuing to blow them the fuck up. Okay, go argue that with someone else. The fuck? What about Israel burning down Catholic churches? They never want to talk about Israel's sins. Isn't that crazy? Same thing we do with Iran. We never want to talk about the U.S. sins. And in most of the cases, Iran was responding to what the United States did. I'm not sitting here and say that Iran is a good guys, because they're fucking not. But neither are we. Just two piece of shit countries going back and forth against each other at the behest of fucking Israel. That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. It's just crazy to me how y'all do that shit. It's just crazy. Exactly, Julianne. Exactly. They started attacking Beirut. Literally. They go for anything and everything. Anything and everything that they can. What are we doing? What are we doing? Oh, Zionists are weird, man. Zionists are really weird. Because these people will go, we don't care that they killed over 60,000 Palestinians. We don't care that they blew up schools and hospitals and this and that. We don't care that AIPAC is influencing all these other individuals not to call what's taking place in the region a genocide. We don't care about none of that. But goddamn October 7th. October 7th is all that matters. It's weird to me. It's weird to me. I like to use relationship analogies for stuff like that. We don't care that you keyed. We don't care that he keyed her car. We don't care that he spit in her food and put poison in it. We don't care that he kicked her out of the house and burned up all her clothes. We don't care that he ran her car off a bridge. But that one time she called him a bitch. That one time she called him a bitch. We can't have that. We can't have that. Fucking crazy, bro. Trump supporters request up in the box. You're the demographic of people I'd like to have a conversation with. If you're over on the tube side, you may call the number on screen, 737-295-5321.
Call from
LUJLP.
Caller, you're on the line. Did you vote for Trump?
Yes.
And do you regret your vote?
No.
Why is that?
Well, as much as I might disagree with individual policy decisions overall, we live in a two-party system, and you have to make compromises to get your political ideology pushed further down the field. It took liberals 80 years of control to get us to where we are now. It's going to take more than one or two presidents to get us back to where I would like to see the country.
You seem to be under the belief that liberals or Democrats or left-leaning individuals would have been in complete control of the government for the last 80 years, which is false.
I'm not in belief that they've been in complete control, but if you look at up until between World War II and when Trump took office, Democrats controlled either House of Congress 75% of the time and both houses of Congress nearly 60% of the time.
Yeah, I don't think that's accurate. Where are you getting that from?
Math. You look at who controlled either House of Congress during each 2-year session and divide majority Democrat versus majority Republican and see who had the majority.
Yeah, I'm saying that's still not accurate if we're looking at those years. Let's see. Let's start with the House. Which party controlled the House the most after World War II?
Up until President Trump's first term in office. You count his 2 terms in office and Biden,
maintain unbroken
becomes more.
Break down the party control since 1945 reveals the following timeline. Longest continuous period of a single party control in House history, 1955 to 1994. Okay. Republican ascendancy, 1995-2006. Following the Republican Revolution in the 1994 midterms, the GOP won control of the House for the first time in 40 years, holding the chamber until 2006. And then after 2007 to the present, alternating control. Okay. I'm not sure if your exact percentages were correct, but you would be overall accurate in your assessment since World War II. It would be Democrat to control, specifically the House of Representatives, because that's what I Googled. So let's do the Senate.
I put all this on a Google Doc years ago when I was first doing the math. What I came up with was roughly 72% of the time for Senate also. Now keep in mind that also includes 51 narrow margin majorities. I'm not claiming they had a supermajority, but they still ran
both houses. Modern Democratic
committees and
parties can exist in distinct parties.
I was wrong.
The Senate is highly contested here. I'm trying to get a specific number, but the House for sure, since World War II.
Yeah, well, the Senate also includes the independents who caucus with the Democrats. You know, if they vote with the Democrats all the time, that's de facto Democratic control.
Sure, no one's disputing that. It would be the same for Republicans.
Yeah.
Majority Republican Revolution 1994. Party control of Congress. Politics, education, of course.
And can I just say, I do appreciate you running through this sort of stuff. Most people just say, no, that's not true, and then hang up.
Well, I try not to lie. Let's see. Dem, Rep, other Senate party control. 1997, 2017. I see why it's harder to find the Senate. The Senate, that may be more of a 50-50. And I would have to do a much bigger breakdown that I don't have the time for specifically because I'm not able to find anything other than some charts here. And it shows the Democratic control from the House and the Senate is very different.
I had to go into each individual. I used the Library of Congress's numbers and just put everything together and ran all the numbers. I get autistic with things like that occasionally when something gets my goat.
Sure.
But no, it took me like 3 days to track down all the numbers and then run the math on it. I had to go
a ton, Jam.
every single, because, you know, it fluctuates. Somebody dies, it takes them a couple months to appoint somebody new. I really should have kept the spreadsheet, but I just wrote it into a Google Docs for posting on internet rants.
Sure. The major pieces of legislation that would have positively or negatively impacted the United States, we can still argue for the most part, would have been evenly distributed amongst both parties. Healthcare.
Oh yeah, no,
obviously
definitely. I mean, one party the Democrats had a supermajority for a while there under Obama, and that they didn't really do shit with it.
I would argue they did quite a bit based off of his record.
Well, the only thing they really passed was Obamacare, and they left a poison pill in that, where
that was actually by a Republican. Funny enough,
Republicans just fucked that over a few weeks ago.
Yeah. So the president of the United States, Donald Trump, who has not been legislative, let's be super duper clear, he's been mostly ruling by executive orders, of course, wouldn't be able to undo anything or the majority of things that Democrats have done, especially considering that a lot of his orders could be challenged in court by the legislative branch. So there's that, and not to mention the things that he's done through executive order and somewhat legislation, such as the Big Beautiful Bill, has been shown to negatively impact Americans. We can talk about the 16% reduction in manufacturing since last year, inflation outpacing wage growth, the tariffs that made the average American pay $1,700 a year. Additionally, last year, the corporations that are getting their checks after they still made additional revenue from the imposed tariffs, and you and I are not getting that money, those would all be Donald Trump, not Democrats. Donald Trump has made American lives harder so far.
Sorry, are you still there?
Yeah.
My headphones died, so I had to switch over to my phone speaker.
President of the United States has done several things to make American lives harder, and you cannot blame Democrats for those decisions.
Oh, I
In
never
fact,
said Democrats
many of
were to
these
blame for the things the
appointees
president's
and these
done.
Senate hearings and confirmations can't seem to stop bringing up Joe Biden, despite having a year and a half to course correct aggressively some of the things that they thought were negative.
Right. I would argue that Trump wanting something to get done is great, but without support from Senate and House Republicans, you can't really blame someone for wanting to get something done and then constantly getting sandbagged by the people who claim to be on his side when it's politically convenient for them and work behind the scenes to settle things behind the scenes.
I think you can if it's that bad that Republicans who went full throat on your John the entire time are finally deciding not to support you in several actions. Not to mention it's midterms elections and they're scared as fuck that they're going to lose the House and the Senate.
Yeah. Politicians are self-centered. What's new?
I mean, I would argue that self-centeredness is working in Americans' favor by not passing every single thing Donald Trump wants through the legislative branch, like the $1.8 billion, slush fund for domestic terrorists, or I guess the ICE funding did pass. We can talk about the recent ruling that was done for labor unions. 18 to 20 Republicans went alongside Democrats and passed that bill to allow initial contracting. Negotiations of contracts for labor union workers. There was the other piece of legislation. I believe they're up in limbo about Section 702 of FISA still. So all of those things would be good.
You think it's good that Trump is currently against FISA for political reasons?
Say that again?
I'm confused. Are you saying you think it's good that Trump is come out against FISA recently, that he's refusing to sign off on the FISA
Did Trump come out
bill?
against FISA?
Yeah, last I heard, it was yesterday that I was last watching the news. Due to his DNI pick, he agreed to not, what's the guy's name, David? I'm horrible with names. He agreed to pull, what's his name for the nomination, the guy who orchestrated all those prosecutions for mortgage fraud against high-ranking Democrats. Isn't that who he pulled over for DNI after Tulsi Gabbard announced her resignation? He agreed to pull that. And then Democrats said, we're not going to work on whoever the next guy was appointed. So he's like, fuck it. I'm not going to pass FISA. That was the last reporting I heard yesterday morning.
Oh, Michigan Senator frequent also criticized the president's threat to block reauthorization of a section of Section 702 of the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act, or FISA, calling it cutting off your nose to spite your face. The president's primary responsibility is to protect against foreign threats. As someone who was a CIA analyst and wrote the presidential daily brief for the president on the topics I was covering, this is important information to get right. Oh, I see. Interesting. Well, I don't think that's him necessarily being against FISA.
Oh, no, he's not.
Yeah.
The man does have an ego. I won't deny that. But at the end of the day, there's no federal money being spent on abortion, which I think is a good thing. That's literally a genocide against the black population. You know, there's, based on the numbers coming in under Biden, there's 5 million people a year not coming across our southern border fraudulently claiming asylum. You can show up at any port of entry and claim asylum at a port of entry. You don't cross the border illegally and then claim asylum only if ICE happens to catch you.
Do you know what the Hyde Amendment is?
Not you, or shoot. I was thinking posse comitatus for some reason. Not off the top of my head. I feel like it's something I should remember, but I honestly don't.
That was the ban passed on federal tax dollars being used for abortion services in most of the cases.
Yeah, but money's fungible, so if you give an abortion clinic money to give out...
Except for
if you
emergency
give
situations, like
if
to
you give a
save the life of the mother, this has been banned since the 70s.
You know, they also say murder is banned, and yet somehow it keeps happening.
That is a really, really bad example that you're using to
I
make
would
your
say
point.
it-
Because
I would
murder
say it is
is
a bad example, but
outlawed,
not a really
and
bad
people would
example.
then break
If
said
you have
law.
an
Can you
NGO-funded
substantiate
service
a single case
where
where
the
a
government
Planned
gives them money
Parenthood
to
was
give out
proven to have
pills
been
and
using federal
vitamins,
funds for abortions?
that lets them take the money donated to them by other sources
So as I just
to fund
said,
abortion.
can you prove a case where a Planned Parenthood or otherwise was using federal funds to pay for abortions?
I can prove a case where they were using federal funds to fund other things and then use money donated
So
from other
you
sources
sitting
to fund
here
abortion.
saying that they were using federal funds to genocide black babies, which is never mind,
Well,
was
Margaret's-
dead wrong
read Margaret
because they
Sanger's writing
cannot
on
do
why she
that per
created Planned Parenthood.
77. You lied.
In what way? We were kind of talking
You
over each other. I honestly
lied
didn't
when
hear
you
last
said
week.
federal funds were used for abortions.
Well, when they cut off the federal funding and Planned Parenthood had to start shuttering services,
They cut off federal funding to Planned Parenthoods, which only 3% of what they do would be abortions. 97% of their other services encompass a wide variety of things. You guys are under the belief that only people go into Planned Parenthood to yeet a fetus. That would not be the case at all.
no, I understand they provide other services.
Abortion is an insignificant
Given
amounts
the
of the
number of
services that they
dead-
provide.
I don't like using the term dead babies because honestly, I'll be perfectly honest with you, I was pro-choice up to like maybe 2 or 3 weeks into the second trimester until Democrats started pushing abortion up to the point of birth.
Democrats
Well, I
don't
shouldn't
push
say Democrats.
abortions
Very
up to the
few
point of birth.
politicians were pushing it.
Any
However,
push
a
of
number
abortion
liberal
up to
thought
the point
leaders
of
were
birth.
pushing it.
Wait,
And
what?
it really didn't help when the governor of Virginia suggested post-birth abortions either.
Okay, hold on. What the fuck? What the fuck? They just flagged my live. Are you fucking dead ass? Not YouTube. TikTok. Live access removed. Violations, reasons, misinformation. Who the fuck was spreading the misinformation? Ah, for fuck's sake, bro. For fuck's sake, dude. Hold on. I gotta submit an appeal. Let's see. I'm starting from. We gotta see how this appeal goes. Bro, they took my access away until what day? What day here? Fucking Sunday. They took my live access away until Sunday, unless this appeal goes through. Over that fucker. So this is a huge issue that I have with TikTok. They're flagging the fuck out of you for things that other people say. It never used to be that way. Now they're flagging you for shit that other people say. What the fuck, dude? Alrighty, well, I have to give this a minute, I guess. YouTube live for the time being, I guess. Trump supporters calling the number on screen on YouTube until I see what the fuck happens with this here. That's goddamn crazy. That's goddamn crazy. That's goddamn crazy. What? Dude, I thought you were on YouTube. I didn't realize you were also on TikTok. I wouldn't have said the word abortion so many times. Oh, I guess you're the caller. The appeal better work. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? I can't stand TikTok. TikTok is they rolled out these new terms of services and they flag you for every fucking thing now, bro. Every fucking thing now. And then what it used to be is if someone says some absolute bullshit and I check them on the bullshit, I'm good, right? As long as it wasn't gross amounts of things being spread and there was no rebuttal. Now they change it to where that person says it, doesn't matter what you respond with. They flag you for misinformation. And I mean, I get it. It was misinformation. The motherfucker was lying his ass off or grossly misinformed. But now my shit's taken down. We'll see whenever this appeal goes through. I'm loading it. I mean, while we're here, we'll just do YouTube debates. Trump supporters over on the YouTube side, call the number on screen, 737-295-5321. 1 point added to your rising score, blah, blah, blah. And let me give you guys some extra shit. I found this out yesterday. TikTok now gives you, hear this shit. TikTok now gives you basically a social score. I'm going to show this shit to you guys. I'm going to show this shit to you guys. Let me see if I can pull it up. They have a new rating now for your lives. Here we go. Here we go. Hold on. I want to move this on. So if you guys can see it, this is like your little score now that they give you, right? Your standing score. And if you can see, here's yesterday. I lost, it's 100 now because I did some type of test that gave me back 2 points, and then they gave me 1 point today. So I'm back to 100. But you can see yesterday I lost 3 fucking points for a policy violation. You want to know what the policy violation was? They suspended my gifts, and it was because reproduced content, such as pre-recorded or copied content. I was literally showing a YouTube video for something that I said. And they're saying it was reproduced content. So that's YouTube for you, bro. I mean, excuse me, that's TikTok for you, bro. I kid you not. I love how every now and then we still get a Trump supporter who comes into the live and they'll say, "Oh, you should be thankful. You should be thankful. Trump saved TikTok." Literally, since the United States bought TikTok, it got even worse. You thought China was sensitive? Oh my fucking God. TikTok made it worse. Thank you so much, Taffy, for sending the membership. I appreciate you. W's in chat to Wesley for the $2 super chat. Fetus, deletus, and then a yeetus, cletus. Shut up, Wesley. Appreciate you. While we're here, I'm waiting a couple minutes to see what happens with the appeal. And then if we get some call-ins on YouTube, we'll just do that. We'll wait a couple minutes though. Guys, if you want to support the platform, especially now, because they're fucking with me, if you want to support the platform, the best ways to do so is going to be the links in the description of this live stream. If you'd like to follow me on all social media, such as Hector Talks, it's Hector Talks with 2 R's, YouTube, which you're clearly at dual streaming to right now, or Instagram, where I post the videos I put up here. Joining the Discord community, to which we are over 700 members strong. Getting yourself some merchandise off of the merch shop at hectorshops.com with 2 R's. Or donating directly to the links in the bio, which is a great way to support me and everything that we do here. Cash App, PayPal, and Venmo is Hector Talks with 2 R's and Cash App and Venmo. PayPal, Hector Pal with 2 O's and 2 R's. If you're over on the tube side, we're only live on YouTube. I'm getting used to this shit. You can also, if you're not going to donate directly to those links, you can use a super chat, send a super chat, super sticker, or become a member of the platform. Kind of like what Taffy just did. Taffy just sent them. You get a couple cool stickers when you do. Thank you, Kramer, for sending those down there. Make sure you guys hit the like button on the stream, subscribe, turn on notification bells, and if you're a Trump supporter, call in the number. Appeal approved. Ha! Appeal approved. We back. All right, let me open this back up. Appeal approved. Appeal approved. That is absolute bullshit that they took my fucking access away for that. I'm irritated. I'm irritated now. I'm fucking irritated now. Appeal approved, but I'm irritated now. Goodness gracious, dude. All right, let me start this back up. Bop. Okay. All right, we're back. We're back on TikTok. Fuck this app, dude. Fuck this goddamn app. Let me tag Discord. Let me let Discord. Honestly, I don't think we'll be live much longer, but we'll see. We'll push through for a little bit and we'll see what happens with this restart. Unofficial restart. I'll get people back in here. Let me notify the Discord. And appeal. Welcome in, everyone. Welcome back to the TikTok side. If you're coming back from the last live, yes, the last guest spread so much gross amounts of misinformation that they flagged me for it. But the appeal was approved. The appeal was approved. What concerns me about flags like... Ooh, did I fuck up the link? No, it's working. What concerns me about flags like that is how are we supposed to have any dialogue with people if you're going to flag everything that they say? Right? Isn't that some like fucking... Again, mind you, the app is now owned by the US, by likes of Oracle and whatnot. You guys used to say it was like a big Chinese leftist app, right? The US now has stake in this shit. And it seems like they're worse than China when it comes to the censorship. Because I'm like, if any conversation that I have with someone can turn into me losing my platform because someone else says some gross amount of shit, how the fuck are we supposed to have any dialogue? How the fuck are we supposed to have any dialogue? What the fuck happened exactly? I don't understand why they're doing so much censoring. It's bad shit. It's bad shit. He said nothing that should have been censored. Yeah, he was fucking gross. He knew what he was talking about. And don't get me wrong. I caught that little quip that he made about the black babies. Mind you, he sounded like a whole whitey. Full-blown white man. I love it when you guys sit there and act like you give a shit about the black community, even though you do absolutely nothing for black empowerment. Any attempt the government makes to right its wrongs that is done historically to the black community, you're against that. But them damn black, let me watch my words now, fetuses being aborted, I care about those fetuses. Don't worry about the black people alive and well. Don't worry about the disparaging that takes place even on the White House lawn, which the President of the United States still hasn't came out and said what that fucker said was wrong. We don't disparage the first black first lady and the first black president of the United States because of what you deem to be manly features. He's been quiet about that. The same way he was not saying much about him reposting that that post on Truth Social depicting the Obamas on those gorillas. Yeah. I think the president has made it abundantly clear where he stands on those individuals. But while we're here, I would greatly appreciate it if you guys do a shit ton of engagement because we've been suppressed to hell. So I would really appreciate it if you guys help me out here. Double tap that screen till the heart bar gets full. Double tap that screen. Let's get the likes up to 10K, 20K, 30K. Just tap the fuck out the screen. Send your daily heartbeats if you haven't already. Become a fan club member. When you do, you get a couple cool stickers, such as this one. What they just did to me is GOP behavior. You can send those stickers as a fan club member. Let's knock out the divine fingers. We have 60 more of those to go. Thank you, Shauna, for those. I appreciate you. And of course, links in the bio for the best ways to support the platform. Whether you want to donate directly, follow me on social medias, get your merch off the merch shop, or join the Discord community. Do so with the links in the bio or the links in the description of the YouTube live stream. Those of you over on the YouTube side, hit the like button on the stream, subscribe, turn on notification bells if you want to support Super Chat, Super Sticker, or becoming a member. With that being said, Trump supporters request up in the box. You are the demographic of people I'd like to have a conversation with. If you're over on the tube side, we call the number on screen 737-295-5321. If you're a Trump supporter who regrets their vote, especially after the actions of today, the MOU that Donald Trump signed showing that he's clearly clearly capitulating to Iran's demands, the big bad number one sponsor of terrorism, you can complain about that. Or if you're a Trump supporter, does not regret their vote, do you think he's doing an exceptional job? You think that this is just trusting the plan? You can also request up in the box as well, or call the number on screen. I can give you several reasons as to why you should. And by several, I mean several hundred. If the guest is saying stuff against TikTok TOS, kick the guest. Yeah, I don't know, but that was the part I was confused about, Tennis Guy, because I'm like, wait, we can't talk about abortions now? Like, I've been able to say abortions for the longest while. I guess I have to go back to saying AB. That's the part I was confused
Wait, so I
about.
can say
'cause I don't know what the
retard on
misinformation
TikTok and I
was.
get banned? Is that?
Dear TikTok, that person just used a word that absolutely goes against your terms of service in an attempt to get me flagged once again. I want you to pay close attention to the fact that I immediately dropped that individual from the panel because of said violation. Please don't come for my black ass. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Hey, Lo, I think you're the guy who got me flagged. Fuck you. You're on a timeout. There you go. Come back tomorrow. Come back tomorrow. You're punished. You're punished. Oh, man.
I meant to say faggot, man. My bad. I didn't mean to say retard. I meant to say...
You saw me do it once again, TikTok. Sean, did you vote for Trump? Sean, did you vote for Donald Trump? I don't think Sean meant to request up. Trump supporters request up in the box here, the demographic of people I'd like to have a conversation with. If you're over on the tube side, you may call the number on screen, 737-295-5321. Let me hit up my agent, bro. Let me hit up my agent, since it's going to be one of those goddamn nights. Let me hit up my agent. Any cases, I had something else that I wanted to show you guys. Let me see if I can pull this up. Where is that clip? Oh yeah, those of you who did not know this, Democratic Socialists for the win once again. DC, because Muriel Bowser decided not to run for another term. Excuse me, I'm so sorry. DC is having another Democratic Socialist. And that is based off of the early polling. I believe they're still counting those votes. But everything that I saw so far is showing that she is in the lead. She is in the lead. Maz, prepare to block this person. We'll see what happens as they're loading up.
Sorry, I was liking, sorry.
What?
I was liking, sorry.
Oh, all good. All good. Millions of people regret their Obama vote, though. Sure. I don't care. We're not talking about Obama. You can request up, though, and talk about the current sitting president of the United States, who's polling terribly in the region, and brags about polling high in Israel, by the way. We've talked about that in great detail. Donald Trump said he's polling 99% in Israel, 99%. Maybe I'll go run for prime minister over there. I'm not paraphrasing or anything. That's literally what he said. After he's done with the presidency, he would consider running for prime minister in Israel. That's what the fuck he said. I vote that Israel just takes him. Literally. Listen. Eject him now. He can go straight to Israel. Eject him now. He can go straight to Israel. I have no problem with that whatsoever. I just think that's very indicative of what his plans are for the United States in that relationship. Biden, the self-proclaimed, Biden actually did say this, the self-proclaimed Zionist never fucking said some crazy shit like that. Ever. 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 Because Biden had sense. Biden had sense. He's like, hey, I may support the state of Israel, but goddamn, why would I say something that stupid? Let me play y'all this clip, bro. Because when I was in DC, I couldn't get around to the section, unfortunately, due to all the stupid blockages for his UFC event. But I really, 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 really can't stop emphasizing what took place in this damn pool. Not pool, excuse me. Reflective pool of the Washington Monument. Gav Gaming, did you vote for Trump?
Yes, I did.
How old are you? Get out of here, kid. Trump supporters request up in the box too, the demographic of people I'd like to have a conversation with. If you're over on the tube side, you can call the number on screen, 737-295-5321. This is Fox News, by the way. This is how they're coping with the algae.
I'm here at the newly renovated reflecting pool. It's painted American flag blue. And the Democrats are going to tell you, oh, there's green algae, it looks so bad, but there's pool guys cleaning it up right now. No other president would do that, but President Trump is still cleaning it up. How is the reflecting? I'm here at the...
This is after $14.3 million went into making it reflect. This man looked back at a green fucking pool and said this.
The newly renovated reflecting pool. It's painted American flag blue.
He looked back at a green pool and said it's painted American flag blue. Are you okay? Are you okay? The cope is wild. The cope is wild. Monica, just Monica. Oh my God, they just flagged me again, bro. Unoriginal or reproduced content. It was fucking X, dude. I'm not restarting again. If I end this live, I'm done for the night. Fuck this shit. Because now I'm fucking irritated. It was just a little one. We just restarted. I got the feel approved. I'm not going to restart. If I get another one, yeah, I got to go. Oh my fucking God. This is absolutely ridiculous. W's in the chat to Wesley for the $5 super chat. I am so tired of hearing maggots say, quote unquote, no other president would do this. That's the point. Literally, no other president would have done what they did in Iran. That's the point. No other president would have slashed benefits for hardworking Americans. That's the point. No other president would have passed the biggest tax cuts for the ultra wealthy. That's the point. No other president would have went and talked to Vladimir Putin, who is supposed to be our enemy and keeps interfering in our elections. That's the point. Hi, Erica.
Hi. Hey, so I think when it comes to that, I don't know why it does that for some reason. It picks and it chooses. But what I've started doing is anything that has like someone else's logo or something in it, I cut it out. I crop it out.
Apparently so.
Yeah, that's all I came for.
Debbie's in the chat to Taffy for the $5 super chat. He didn't send a message. I appreciate you, Taffy, for your support. W's in the chat to you. Guys, anyone else want to support the platform, do the links in the bio. If you're over on the YouTube side, super chat, super sticker, or a membership. Yeah, I guess that's what I'm going to have to start doing because I cropped out a lot of stuff on the screen. But, well, actually, I did crop that part out. Hold on.
Have you got any Trump supporters?
I guess this, I have to crop out all this?
Yeah, you got to just have the frame.
Hold on. I would have to do this.
Yep.
See, even this Fox News part could get me. So I guess that's what you're going to have to do now?
Uh-huh. That's what I do. Ain't no chances.
Fucking extra, dude. And then it's like, it's one thing if you're streaming someone's entire thing or whatnot, but even then, I'm like, bro, if it's there, it's anyway. I don't care.
Have you got any Trump supporters today?
3.
Oh, how did it go?
First guy came up and said he supports the horrible deal, and then whenever I asked him, oh yeah, we should support this deal, Donald Trump's doing an amazing job, I support this deal, and then I said, do you often compliment people who clean up after their messes? He refused the answer. I kept interrupting him, then he cried about being interrupted. The second kid was, we'll see.
Call from
Randy.
Randy on the line, did you vote for Trump?
Hey, what's up? Yes, I did.
Do you regret your vote?
Oh God.
Immensely. Oh, God, Erica. Come on. Let's not do it with that attitude.
Do you know this guy?
He's not smart.
We usually have good
He
conversations, but I
doesn't
don't know
know
if she had a
anything.
bad day today. I'm not sure.
Do you regret your vote?
God bless
Immensely.
you.
Immensely.
Why is that?
Look at all the destruction and malice that's going on. I mean, the Iran war, no new wars, the big beautiful bill, total BS. I mean, I could go on and on and on for days. ICE literally kidnapping people off the streets like the Gestapo. It's not at all what he said. It's not at all what we envisioned his second term to be. You know, I just wanted to get by, keep my head floating above water, but we are literally drowning, crabs in a bucket, and he's bringing us all down with him.
What are you doing about that regret now?
Getting more involved into politics. I'm obviously going to vote in a smarter manner next time. And I've been spreading the word.
What state are you in?
Trump is. I'm in New York City specifically.
Okay. W's in the chat to Bear for the $9.99 super chat. Please, dear goddess, let us get some real-time Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles out of that green slop of a reflecting pool. You know what's funny? When we had that, what was the word? Transgenic. When there was a big deal about the transgenic mice, and then for some reason, harassment and bullying. What? All right, I'm glad you regret your vote. We're done. I'm over it. I'll see y'all tomorrow. I'm fucking annoyed now. What the fuck is happening, bro? What the fuck did I say? We're done. I'll at least send the YouTubers somewhere else. Let me see who's live. Let me see who's live here. Who is live that I can send y'all to raid? None of my mutuals are live that I can raid currently. Go somewhere, YouTube. I don't know where y'all going, but you can't be here. I'm tired. I'm tired and annoyed. But thank you, Bear. Oh, yeah, let me finish my point. The big hurdle about the transgenic mice, because Trump supporters don't know the difference between transgenic and transgender. So they said we were making mice transgender. And I remember making a video about it where I said, you know what would have been cool? If the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles came out of them, fucking what's his name? Splinter. If Master Splinter came out of the transgenic mice. We here fucking with mice and we created Master Splinter. That would be the coolest thing about everything. And then I did a little Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles clip. Actually, let me see if I can find that video. Y'all are cool. I'm done with TikTok. I ended the TikTok stream. I'm fucking over TikTok. I'll play the video for you guys. Let me see if I can find it really quickly. Let me see if I can find it on my profile. Because this was early 2025, and I have quite a few videos up since then. Let me see. I need to go to oldest, and this would be 2025. I'll put it up on screen for y'all. Okay, so this is after the 2024 election. Congress.gov. Okay, TikTok on the browser is ass. Oh my goodness, this is terrible. Found it.
Did anyone else get
Let me put it up on screen for y'all. We're going to just do like a screen capture. Let's do Chrome. Do we do window or display, or does it not? Oh, just do display. That's fine. And we'll do it off of this screen. Show cursor. Well, hold on. I think I should do application capture or window. Window may be better. Yeah, I'll do application. I don't care. All right, Chrome. There we go. Put it up for you guys here. Yeah, that'll work. That'll work. All right, hold on. This is the video.
Did anyone else get excited when we heard the story about transgender mice? Just hear me out. My first thought was either we're about to get Master Splinter or Ratatouille, and I'm good with both. Why you gotta ruin everything, Donnie? No, but seriously, if we have to make up stories about a group of people just to demonize them, then the plot is lost. Like the video if you want a first-class ticket out of this timeline. Teenage Mutant Ninja Trans Mice. Did anyone...
It was Ratatouille or... it was Ratatouille or Master Splinter. God, I look so young in that video. I've gotten old. Debating Trump supporters ages the fuck out of you, bro. It ages the fuck out of you. Poor Ari Raiders. Did we just get Ari Raiders? Did we just get the Ari Raiders? Thanks for the live in the news tonight. No problem, Andy. Wish I had more for y'all, but censorship, bro. Censorship. 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 Blah, blah, blah. He said, well, I hope so. Yeah. Disliked, unliked. Okay. Do I give a fuck? Do I give a fuck? Is the question. Yes, Trump confused transgenic with transgender. I can see the confusion because the study was about the negative effects of estrogen therapy used in women in transition therapy. No, I'm not gonna say I could get why he confused it. He confused it because he's a moron who doesn't read. Can we get 12 more likes on the stream? Let's get 12 more likes on the stream. Let's at least get that up to 100. 12 more likes on the stream. And then I think we're just gonna call it here. I'll catch y'all tomorrow. We'll come back tomorrow. Like these flags left and right are ridiculous. YouTube only stream. That wouldn't work. At least not for me. My YouTube is especially as of late. They censored my YouTube too. Because we used to easily get up to 100 people. Now it takes a certain kind of moron to get up to those numbers. So, like literally, the call-in number is still available and no one's called in. That's why we have the combination of both. I get most of my ops from TikTok, and then occasionally we get a YouTube caller. Sometimes it's back-to-back YouTube callers, but that's never guaranteed. So there's that. And I don't have time to just sit here and wait on people. My main platform is TikTok. Once the YouTube picks back up more, sure, by all means, I'll do YouTube-only streams. But I can't do that right now. But W's in the chat to you. Thank you, Taffy, for the 5. Thank you, Taffy, for the 5. Appreciate you. Okay, Chaos, no one cares. You can keep crying in the chat or you can call the number on screen. I love how you think you're offending someone other than your own intelligence. Or lack of intelligence thereof. Big Juneteenth stream tomorrow. Erica's doing one. Thank you for the 2. Taffy. Erica's doing one. Erica's doing a Juneteenth stream. So, I'll most likely go over there. I may do mine earlier. I got to get with her and see what time she's going to be doing her stream. We'll see. We'll see. Don't cry about it, be about it. That fucking part. Any case, I appreciate y'all. I'm out. We'll be back tomorrow for tomorrow's stream. So you'll see me then. You'll see me on Erica's panel. And I'll catch y'all later. But thank you guys for your likes, your shares, your comments, your subscriptions, your super chats, your super stickers. Helps the platform immensely. I'll see y'all for the next stream.